Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Pumpkin Patch Show, starring me, Pumpkin Patrick. On today's episode, we got some fun little non-official Lego figurines to look at. These were brought to our attention by our friend Sean from Sean's Spook Shack, which I think I'm gonna link to his link down at the bottom of the link. I knew these existed, but I saw him reviewing some and I thought, oh man, those look so cool. And I just so happened to come upon them in person
at the Crypt Keeper's Halloween Emporium.
So we got them split up in a little bit of themes here. The first thing we're gonna do here is the Stephen King section. First up here is Jack Torrance from The Shining. Now, this is the Jack Nicholson version of Jack Torrance from the Stanley Kubrick version of the story. And as you can see, he looks pretty darn close. I really like the hair because it looks just like him. And then if we get a look at that axe there, that is not a traditional Lego axe, and it looks dead on perfect with the axe he had in the movie, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen it. I'm too afraid. That's not true. I have, and it's close enough. Next up, we're going to have Pennywise. This is the Tim Curry version of Pennywise from the 1990 miniseries. And again, full details all the way to the back. I'm not a big fan of the hair they chose to go with. Kind of just looks like a George Costanza, but I do like the face. I think the face is good enough. And then after him is his 2019 updated version. There we go. I like the face, but the hair again is just not the right hair to go with. And you can see he's got a balloon too. Different way of doing balloons than the other one. I think I like the other one's better. But this one's not bad. The skirt here is the same thing they used as a skirt or dress for Marge Simpson, and I believe Lisa Simpson as well. It looks really bad on him. He does actually have printing on his pants, so I think that actually looks better. They tried to make it look even more special, and it looks not bad. Okay, that was the Stephen King section of the show, and now we will move on to the slasher. Kind of slasher, mostly slasher. And this is Leatherface. And you can see he's got a knockoff Lego chainsaw. I actually do like the print on the face, but I would have preferred if they had just used that color of a head and then printed the face on there and still kept some of those details with the stitching. The hair's not bad, but I probably wouldn't have gone with that choice of hair. It looks too Patrick Bateman-ish. I like the apron. I like that they got the cuffs on his arms. There's actually details there, and even on the back the apron is tied around. And I didn't even realize this, but you can tell it even is printed on the legs as well, and that's just a little tiny bit of ink on that top part of the leg piece, so that's pretty cool detail. So up next will be Michael Myers with a butcher knife. There's actually details on his shoes, the details on his overalls as well. Again, I would not have chose that mold for the hair. It's not that bad on this one. It actually kind of makes it look a little bit more like the Halloween 4 version of Michael Myers with that hair. I feel like they did this one right. They did it right enough. Maybe I would have given them like a butcher knife, considering that they have an axe and a chainsaw that are not official Lego pieces for Jack Torrance and Leatherface. Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be maybe a bigger butcher knife. That would have been cool. And then after him is his good old friend Jason Voorhees with a machete. It's a neat machete. Again, an original piece. He looks to be the Jason from Freddy vs. Jason, actually. And again, there's print all around him. You can even see the straps on the back of the head. The only gripe I really have about this piece is that they got so fancy with some of these figurines. I wish they would have just created a mask to go over the actual Lego head. Just the mask being printed on the Lego head isn't really enough to wow me, but I do like the rest of it. Up next is going to be Freddy Krueger, and I love this figure. He's got Wolverine claws in place of his actual 4-bladed glove here. It's a shortcut, but it's a creative shortcut. He's got printing on his arms as well as his back, but you take the hat off, he's even got burns on the back of his head. I dig it. good job on the Freddy. And then after him, you have Pinhead, the Cenobite, and he's holding the Lament configuration. His waist does not attach to the bottom half. He doesn't have Lego legs. He has that weird piece where it kind of looks like what would be a dress, and he kind of falls off it easily, as well as the Lament configuration. It's just two little flat pieces. The top piece was coming off of the bottom piece very easily, so I just decided to super glue it, and you can tell it's not exactly straight. But I'd rather do that than be looking around for that top piece. I wish there was a cooler way to make the head, but I get the limitations. And he's got printing on the back as well. And next up is two different versions of this, and I guess this actual figurine would not be until the 1999 release, but this is Chucky, and this is the Bride of Chucky version of the figurine. Now at the store, they had two different versions of this, and the other one had the arms and the shirt printed on a white Lego piece instead of the blue here. And that was the initial one I picked up, and then I saw this one, like, oh, this one's much better, so I grabbed that one instead. And I didn't even think to look to see if it had a different head or not. And he has a special knife here. Now we will be heading towards more of a little bit more modern from in the 90s. We got Ghostface Killer, and he looks pretty cool. He's very simple. You can tell there's probably some parts from that kind of look like they probably just ripped him straight from like Darth Maul or something, and maybe some Dementors or something, but he's a very basic piece, and he looks the most genuine Lego-y, I think, of all of them. I could definitely see them making this guy, even just by accident. Pretty cool, very simple, very basic. Not bad. Oh, also, I should say, he's from Scream. Next up is Billy the Puppet from the Saw series. He's too tall, and he's got the Patrick Bateman hair again, and he has a pirate sword, which I feel like he did have at one point in one of the movies, but I can't remember which one. But it does seem kind of out of place. Would have been better if he had a tricycle, obviously, but again, limitations. And I think I would have chose to have, I'm gonna show you really quick. If I swap the Jack Torrance hair with the hair they chose for Billy the Puppet, I think you will realize that it is an improvement. It looks closer to the actual puppet, so I would have went with that, and I would have gone with the shorter legs. And the next one will have short legs, and it is Sam from Trick or Treat. He's got the shorter legs too. He's got his lollipop that he stabs people with, and again he's got a 360 print on the back. He's got that burlap design all over, and it just looks really cool. His head is just a head. You can take the mask off if you want, but it's just a black head underneath there. There's nothing special. But you don't need to be, because he's cool enough looking as it is. This is another one of my favorite pieces. Okay, and up next we have the ladies of Lego Horror. And we're gonna start off with Regan from The Exorcist, and oh my god, that is one of the most terrifying Lego pieces that has to exist ever. They had little toe designs on the feet because she's not wearing shoes. That's really cool. She's got a little nightgown. They made her short. And I'm sorry, but this is a frightening Lego piece right here. If I woke up and saw that face, I would probably pee myself. Maybe I'll puke all over some people. She's got a knife. I don't recall her having a knife in the movie, but it's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, Regan from The Exorcist. Really cool piece. Terrifying. Next up will be Silent Hill. This particular one is from the Silent Hill movie. It's the sexy bubblegum-headed nurse, and she's got a knife, and she does weird little glitchy-looking dances with all her other friends. This is a mold of a head that they made themselves, and it looks really cool, and it looks like it actually belongs right alongside Pinhead, a Cenobite nurse-looking lady. Print on the back there. I'm a big fan of the games, and they did a really good job. And then last but not least, we have Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And I love this piece. She's got her little leg popping out here and her boobs, but I really enjoyed the hair piece. The whole head came off.
How's your head?
I haven't had any complaints yet.
Again, this kind of looks like it belongs with the Lego family. almost like the Scream guy. So all these guys look pretty good, aside from the both the hair choices on the Pennywise. But I like them all. If I gotta pick a favorite though, I think probably I gotta go with the first one, Jack Torrance. He just looks dead on. He looks like Jack Nicholson from the movie. The hair, everything about him is like perfect. And then second place is probably gonna have to go to Reagan. She's terrifying. I seriously, that face is a terrifying face, even for a Lego figurine. And if I had to pick a third favorite, I'd probably pick, I gotta go with my boy, Michael Myers. The Halloween series is one of my favorites, and it's Halloween right now, so I'm really in the thick of Michael Myers right now. There's some other ones, like I know there was Sackhead Jason, Jack Skellington, I believe was on there, and Sally as well. That's more money that I don't have. So, but I'm happy with what I got. But that's it. Don't forget to follow us on the Twitter at JackMyPumpkins. If you want, like this video or share it, or you can subscribe. Any of these options are available to you at any time, so why not do them? What are you, afraid? Anyways, that's our show, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and have a happy Halloween. Goodbye.